Hello. Welcome back to another vibe check here on Monet Labs. My name is Cora, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you into this space. As always, we're going to start with a quick little prayer, and then we will get into our collective reading. This time, I'm doing things a little bit different. As you have noticed, I have changed the format for our collective readings. I am also changing the amount of cards that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using my Tarot of the Divine deck, Runes for Modern Life deck, and offering oracles. I always forget the name, how it goes. Offerings oracles by Kayleen Garanya. I just have a lot of decks that I don't use often, and I wanted to challenge myself to using them. So you're probably going to be seeing a different range of decks in my videos, so fingers crossed. So yeah, let me start with our little prayer and then we will get into our collective reading. So yeah. Con la luna como nuestro testigo y el sol alumbrando nuestro camino, le pido a nuestros espíritus del bien que acuerdan y dioses que se hagan presentes aquí, pongan su mano sobre nosotros para nosotros poder recibir el amor. Okay, we're going to start with our tarot. We're going to ask for just a general vibe of the week. And the card is the Emperor reversed. Okay. You think that you're losing control. You think that is a bad thing. And right now, it is. But it doesn't have to be. Everything is about perspective, and you have to widen your perspective to see why you are losing control. I feel like for most things, there is a reason behind it. And sometimes we don't want to see that reason because we're in pain, or we are too happy and we don't want to ruin our current perspective, but sometimes we have to force ourselves to look. And I feel like that is what the Emperor is sort of like trying to say. Like, you have the strength to look, you have the capacity to look, you just have to look. You have to prove to yourself that you can look, and the only way that you can do this is just looking. And sometimes what we will see we won't like, and that is okay. Not everything is for us. Not everything is for our happiness. Sometimes we have to be in grief. Sometimes we have to be in mourning. Sometimes we have to feel pain in order to remind us of the good things, and to remind us that we're alive, and to remind us that challenges. I feel like the world right now is a little bit too focused on finding peace and finding happiness when there is so much use within pain and mourning and loss. I feel like I've said this before, but it's just, even though it's not that great all of the time, there's still power and there is still wisdom in the moments where we are hurt, and the moment where we are mourning, and when we feel lost, and we can't just avoid that, right? It's things that are unavoidable, so why not change our perspective of those things, and instead of seeing them as something negative, as something that will ruin our days or ruin our lives or whatever, it's just a teaching moment, right? So I feel like the Emperor is asking us to widen our perspective of things in order for us to lead with more confidence, to lead with not just confidence, but devotion, not only to ourselves, but our communities, and it's just devoting yourself to the work. And that will mean different things for different people. For me right now, that work is like spiritual. So yeah, maybe for you it's romantic, maybe for you it's familial. But once you figure out what that means for you, it's about learning how to feel devoted to it and give yourself to it in order for you to feel a lot more secure within yourself and within the things that you are doing. So yes, that is just the general vibe of the week. I feel like a lot of us are going to feel a little bit unstable, but at the same time, like this is an opportunity. This is just an opportunity for us to learn something new, to be uncomfortable and grow, because not everybody grows being in a nice, secure, comfortable place. Some of us, like little weeds, we grow from the cracks of the sidewalk, you know. It's different for everybody. So yes, now we are going to be looking at a challenge we will be facing this week, and we will be using both tarot and runes. So for our tarot card, we have the Two of Coins reversed, and for our rune card, we've got Reidho. So with Reidho, immediately, you know, it's not about the journey, it's about the destination. It doesn't matter how you get to where you're going, it just matters that you're getting there, right? And with the Two of Coins, I feel like the message of the Emperor is continuing, in the sense that there is a disbalance that you're feeling, right? You are feeling untethered, you are feeling like you're losing control, and you don't feel very good about it, and you're trying to figure out how you can get back on track. But I don't think you were ever off track, you know. You took a detour, but that doesn't mean that detour isn't going to lead you exactly where you need to be, right? You have to sort of let go of the notion that things need to be done one specific way. There are a multitude of ways of doing just one particular thing, and you still get the same outcome. So don't fret too much about how you're getting places, how you're getting towards your goals. The most important thing is that you're getting there. And sometimes I feel like it's very important to note that sometimes half-assing things is better than not doing them at all. Okay, so get up, half-ass the thing that you need to do, and then maybe you'll have energy for something else that you need to do later on. Because I feel like the part of the Two of Coins about finding balance that you currently feel like you have lost, that has been taken from you, it's more about like dealing with these two versions of yourself, of these two perceived versions of yourself, because at the end of the day, everything is you. Everything that lives inside of you is you, and you need to balance that out first. You need to sort of like come to terms with the fact that you contain multitudes. You have to be okay with the fact that today and tomorrow you will probably meet two different people in the mirror, because of the way that you woke up, and the way that sometimes our hormones act, and the way that we react to things that come in our path, that will require somebody different than we were today, you know, or that we were yesterday, you know. So it's about wearing different hats and knowing when to put on the correct hat. So you have to experience life in different ways in order for you to trust that you can wear these different hats. I don't think I said that correctly. Anyways, I'm struggling with the word hats. Wow, love that for me. But anyways, again, it doesn't matter how you get there. It just matters that you get there. So half-assed things, wear all the different hats that you need to wear in order for you to get towards your goal. But the point of everything is just getting there, right? So don't stress too much about like, oh, I didn't have a pink shirt. I only had salmon today. So I have to wear the salmon shirt and everything is going to be ruined because I didn't wear pink. Like, no, that's doesn't really matter, you know? Like, it just matters that it's close enough, you know? So as long as it's close enough, you're good. I feel like A lot of us need to hear that. I feel like, me personally, sometimes I don't do things unless I have like the correct tools, because I had to buy a Swiffer. This is TMI, but I had to buy a Swiffer the other day because I could not get myself to use the broom for some reason, and I was very obsessed with getting a Swiffer, and I got the Swiffer. Nothing changed, you know? It's not necessarily about what you have or you don't have. It's just getting the thing done. And sometimes waiting to get the thing done will make the thing worse, because I needed the broom to clean something that my cat spilled, you know? And I needed to get that done immediately, but I didn't. I diddle-daddled. I think that's the correct term. And things got worse. So as long as you're doing the thing, even though you might think that you don't have all the correct tools to do the thing, you can do the thing. Okay, you can definitely do the thing. It's just probably not gonna get done the way that you want it, and that's okay. We can't have everything that we want all of the time, and I feel like that's sort of like the lesson that we also need to learn. Like, we have to make shit happen for ourselves. So as long as you're getting shit done, it doesn't matter how you're getting it done. So yes, I feel like that's the challenge of allowing yourself to just do shit. Just allowing yourselves to do things even though they're half-assed. Just do things, you know, just doing it. That is the challenge. So yes. Now our last card is advice from spirits. 4 of Wands. Okay, so I had a reading before this one, and it was talking about romantic love and about how a lot of us are focused on romantic love and looking for romantic love. And I feel like this 4 of Wands is sort of a reflection of that conversation that I had. And it's more about thinking that another person will balance you out. And I feel like that rhetoric is a little bit harmful, because it makes us think that we're not worthy in some aspects, that we need somebody else to make us worthy, and we're worthy just because we exist, you know? We're worthy just because we're here. There isn't any special requirements for us to be worthy of a relationship. There's no specific requirements for us to be worthy of life, period, you know? Like, we're here, we're worthy, that's what matters. And a relationship can certainly help us in a lot of ways, but it doesn't have to be necessarily be a romantic relationship, but just a relationship in general, familial, platonic. It will help us. Community, we are creatures of community. We are social creatures, and being around other people, being surrounded by other people who love us, people who take care of us, is very important. But we can't just fall back 100% on other people, you know? We have to fall back on ourselves, because who else is gonna understand us the way that we understand ourselves, you know? And as much as other people try and succeed and fail and all of that, it's us against the world sometimes, and we have to sort of balance that out. We have to balance out community and our solitude, and our individualism. We have to balance both of those things out, because both of those things are very important, but they are very important in like different ways, you know. So we need to be alone in order to process things sometimes, but there are other people who process better around other people. So it really depends on the individual. But for right now, this 4 of Wands is sort of saying, like, it's okay to want these things. It's okay for you to be so adamant about wanting a relationship. It's okay for you to be feeling this way, because again, we are social creatures. We need love and attention and care and all of these things that other people can give us, but don't forget that you also have to give, you know. Once you are ready, once you are able, you also have to open yourself up to other people. You can't just expect other people to give without without you doing absolutely anything, right? And I feel like some of us, that's kind of like what I meant by like falling and reclining on somebody else. Like we are expecting them to give without us giving back. And that's not necessarily the wave, right? That's not necessarily something positive. And we have to we just have to, it's I feel like it's all about perspective. Like, why do you think that you need to fall back on somebody else? Why do you need this care? Why do you need this moment where other people hold you? You know, because that's okay. It's okay for you to need to be held. It's okay for you to just want to receive for a little while. That's fine. But eventually you have to give as well. So it's just sort of like a reminder that as much as you are receiving as being part of a community, you will eventually have to respond in some type of way, right? And it doesn't have to be the same way that somebody responded to you, you know? We all have different roles in different people's lives, so everything just depends. So you have, again, you have to wear a lot of different hats around a lot of different people as well. And that's okay as well. Again, you contain multitudes. You can do this. You are able. You are capable. And I feel like what holds us back is more the fear that we will never amount to anything, which is kind of like what the Emperor reverse is sort of like implying, that you are afraid of reaching for success, that you are afraid of reaching towards community. You're just afraid, and sometimes that fear will be lessened around other people in the same situations. You know, I see you and I are in the same boat. That's kind of like what the Four of Wands is sort of saying. So be careful about giving and receiving. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be equal. You don't have to give as much as you receive. That's just not plausible. But just be mindful that other people also get tired and other people also need of you. So it's amazing that you have taken the necessary steps to admitting to yourself that you need other people and that you need their help, but you also have to be aware, like, other people need you as well, right? So yes. Now our final card is gonna be our oracle card, and this is just what to give to yourself, right? This is an offerings oracle. I usually use it for like my spirits and stuff, but I've been starting to use it on, because I've started to see myself as an altar. So what to give to myself in the moments where I'm feeling untethered and I'm feeling, you know, all over the place. Like, what do I need in order to feel balanced? So that is what we're asking for today. And the card for today is protect. Oh, I should have gotten the little booklet because I don't remember everything off of the top of my head. But protect. Honestly, look. Because you are in this journey that other people are in as well, you are not alone. You need to protect yourself, protect your energy, protect the things that you care for the most, the things that you have worked towards, because not everybody has the best intentions for you. So if you have all of these protections up, it's going to be a lot harder for people to take advantage of you. And protection can also mean a boundary, you know? So it's setting up boundaries for yourself and other people to follow in order for you to feel secure and being a social person and being a social being. So it's just it's saying no when you need to say no. It's saying yes when you need to say yes, you know? It's just it's discernment as well, you know? You have to be you have to have certain knowledge about yourself for you to be able to set up these boundaries. So it's I feel like this is more about like sitting with yourself and making sort of a list or of the things that you don't like and you do like, and going and setting up boundaries according to that. For example, I don't like when people wear shoes in my house. Therefore, that is a boundary that I have in order to protect my floors. Stuff like that, you know? It can be something similar to that, or it can be something a little bit more personal, like, you know, I don't like when people talk over me, therefore I will be quiet if somebody talks over me, and I will continue to speak from where I left off and ignore them, you know? It's stuff like that, in order to protect your energy, to protect your peace, to protect yourself in general. So yeah, that is the offering that you need to give to yourself, just protection, and setting yourself up for success in that way. So yes, this has been our reading for today. I hope that brought a little bit of clarity into your life. I will see you next week. And now I'm going to close off with a little prayer, and then I will see you in my stories for our personal reading. So yeah, thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. So yeah, I'm gonna pray this out real quick. Gracias a nuestra querida luna, gracias a nuestro querido sol, gracias a nuestros espíritus del bien, guía cual y 12, por haberse presentado aquí. Thank you for allowing us to receive in love, our eternal love. Thank you. Bye.